Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, I put so much time and energy into this video all for you. And actually because one person asked me a question yesterday that I wanted to thoroughly answer. He asked me to look deeper into the Elon Musk versus silver controversy. I've made videos about Elon Musk in the past talking about why he should be investing into silver since he owns SpaceX and Tesla, which silver is heavily used into both of those types of companies. So with silver, a ticking time bomb, Elon would be silly not to be buying it all up right now. Mike Maloney wrote him a letter telling him this, showing him the number. He even did the calculations for Elon. And if he waits till silver's $100, he'll be paying billions of dollars out of pocket. But the videos always stop at there. We never took it a step further. So I had to do some digging, and I went to some places that I've never found before, and I'm sure not many other people have found either. That's how long it took to get this information. So I'm asking you to please like this video, leave a nice comment down below, share the video, help the YouTube algorithm gods promote this video, share it, because engagement matters. Watch time matters, right? Watch the video all the way through, like the video, leave a nice comment. Even if you just say hi or whatever, it helps the video grow. Now, when I was uncovering this stuff, it does get a little crazy. Yeah, actually really crazy. I could probably make 2-3 separate videos out of this one video alone, but we're going to get all into it right now. So grab some popcorn, kick your feet up, and let's jump into it. The first article is from Wall Street Silver, and this is the meat and potatoes. This definitely sparked the whole entire, this got the ball rolling the most. And then I kind of took some side notes with other articles that I also want to dive into. They all three make different points, and that's the beautiful thing about this, because we just get so much context and so many different perspectives from people that know what they're talking about. So, Elon Musk trying to distract retail from silver with recent tweets. And he's talking about the TSLA and the SOB connection. So here's the gist. Elon Musk is trying to distract potential silver buyers with his recent tweets. More details below based on 3 observations. So why would he try to distract potential silver buyers? Well, remember, if he tweeted out 4 letters, D-O-G-E, Dogecoin, and it shot Dogecoin up thousands of %, why would he want to do the same thing for silver? He doesn't want silver to explode yet, because if so, then his cost of production for Tesla would go through the roof. He wouldn't be able to make anywhere near as much money, and he knows that he has enough pull to do that. So he's buying silver under the rug. But that's where we're going to dive even deeper into in this video. So, disclaimer, this is my DD, hence the flare. Please do your own research. Disclosures below. This is not financial advice. So these are the 3 observations. Elon Musk is increasingly praising a specific financial instrument on his Twitter. Musk needs a serious amount of silver for several of his holdings: Solar City, owned by Tesla, SpaceX, and Tesla. Musk has a history of sending out tweets that wind up changing prices of assets. So here's the breakdown. 1. Elon Musk is hyping something on Twitter, talking about how it is on the verge of being accepted. If money goes into that thing because people anticipate a spike in the value, it can't go into buying up silver prices or the metals. So 2. Musk needs silver metal for many reasons: solar panels for Solar City, owned by Tesla, solar panels for SpaceX satellites, electrical conductors for EVs. Musk wants the price of silver to stay as low as possible, since his companies will need to buy it for industrial purposes regardless. So he has 2 choices. Either keep buying silver under the rug right now, hoping, praying that nobody else finds out that he is, or pull a fake card, start talking about another crypto, or start talking about gold. Even gold. He's talked about physical gold before. But why would Elon Musk want gold? Elon Musk has no benefit for gold. Gold is not used in solar panels and, electric vehicles. I mean, small amounts are, but when we're looking at the ratio compared to silver, if anything, Elon Musk would be wanting silver, not gold. But would he come out and say that? No. So here's another thing that I also wanted to take note in this. States that Solar City and others are seeking to move from silver to copper, which goes into the second article we're about to cover, which is cheaper but has not done yet. Most photovoltaic cells still need silver to be built. Through this may be changed by 2028. SpaceX, all these satellites have one solar panel and likely use silver for internal electrical components plus electrical shielding. And then we go into the so what, right? So what then? If the price of silver skyrockets, so does the cost of manufacturing solar panels for Earth, space, and EVs, all of which eats into TSLA's margins. As it owns Solar City and uses silver for electrical components, also SpaceX. So Musk, in my opinion, is understandably trying to get as many impressionable retail traders over to another safe haven ASAP so they don't go into silver, right? That's why he's going to talk about gold. He's going to talk about Dogecoin, right? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that Elon Musk really wants that can really affect his business is silver. Nothing else. Think about it. Nothing else. There's no other asset, no other metal, no other company. The only thing that could really destroy Elon Musk's reputation or his business is silver, the pricing. And that's why he's pressing it so hard. And I love the guy, but he does have a history of tweeting things and then prices swinging around them. I mean, silver has a lot of strong pressure to buy right now, short and long term. And Musk knows this, right? He's a genius. He knows that silver's $24. He knows that silver has so much potential. He knows that silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity. He knows all that. He's a genius. He knows all that, right? Silver has a lot of strong pressures to buy right now. He knows this, though. And he would prefer to avoid a major spike if possible, since his companies will need to buy silver no matter what. You can't just sub in another metal right away. And when I was covering articles a couple days ago, it's looking like there will never be another metal to completely displace silver. Nothing can. Copper's close. But silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and even light sensitivity. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. I want to read some of these comments to see what some of these people say. But I still want to go into the other articles as well. Let's just skim through. Okay, so blah, 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 probably a bot with it. So that's not how it works, man. Tesla will negotiate with vendors for a contract. They could negotiate with vendors for a contract, but it depends on how scarce silver is. Look at the U.S. Mint. They can't even get a hold of their vendors. They're pushing silver so hard. Shut up, boomer. I have $24 silver puts expiring this Friday. I might be. Why? I mean, that's the one thing. That's the one thing. People, and I do see it on Wall Street silver more. This is Wall Street bets. Okay, I'm sadly mistaken. If this was Wall Street silver, you would not have seen any of those comments. These Wall Street bet guys, they don't invest into silver. All they do is invest into stocks, trying to pump GameStop and AMC and all that. But you do see some silver stackers on here. But that's because this article was posted on Wall Street Bets. That's why you saw those comments. But regardless, a lot of those people don't understand silver. They don't understand that when it's scarce, and a lot of them don't even know that it is scarce, you can't just cooperate with the vendor. I mean, we're not just talking about the U.S. mint having a hard time finding silver. It's the Mexican mint, it's the Perth mint, all these different mints are. So that's just a little, that was a little introduction into what's kind of happening. So they talked about copper. Now let's go into this. Elon Musk's favorite metal is, what they're saying, is copper. It was a short, almost random meeting. I'd stopped in San Francisco on the way to South America. The goal was mainly to visit a friend in the hedge fund industry, just to say hi and check in. I wasn't expecting to talk about natural resources. This friend runs the kind of fund that invests in manufacturing companies or real estate. The kind of person who mining is a vague footnote in the world of business. But I was wrong. When I met my friend, all he wanted to discuss was mining. We sat down in his plush office in the ferry building overlooking the bay. He told me that he was looking at mining projects around the globe and focused on one relatively obscure metal. I was shocked. My friend had clearly been dedicating all of his considerable brainpower to analyzing the mining business and mining stocks for the first time ever in his long, successful career. What had happened? Well, in between his excited tirades about potential for this one particular metal, I probed to find out what had fired him up so suddenly. He simply said Elon was talking about it. And that's the kind of pull that Elon Musk has. That, of course, meant Elon Musk. It turned out that my friend had seized onto an offhand comment by Tesla's CEO during an interview, which he believed signals a revolution coming for one badly needed metal in the electric vehicle industry. During this interview, Musk said that he wants to add 33% more of this metal to each Tesla vehicle battery. The move reduces manufacturing costs overall for its batteries, but creates a huge new source of demand for the commodity I'm talking about. That intrigued my friend, even though he's not a mining investor. A 33% increase in demand in any market is enough to tweak his radar into looking for big investment opportunities. You need to hear this, he said. He called in one of his coworkers, analyst who specializes in both U.S. and Chinese markets. The fellow joined us to talk about how he'd just been on the phone with Tesla. During the conversation, the Tesla reps noted that they'd created an entire position within the company dedicated to identifying supplies of his game-changing metal around the world and making sure that Tesla had access to enough to feed its battery mega factories. Then he turned the conversation to China. Every company I talk to is following Musk's lead, he said. He's been digging in Chinese manufacturers of EV batteries and found they were all executing similar plans to Tesla, upping the amount of the same metal configuration with batteries. It's happening. Not 5 years away, but right now. I left feeling extremely encouraged. When big mainstream investors are suddenly getting excited about a small corner of the commodities world like this, it can drive huge gains in metals and the associated stocks. It happened with uranium in 2005, and when hedge funds started buying and drove metals prices from $20 to $140. So what is this particular metal? He's talking about nickel. Sorry, not copper, it was nickel. And a lot of people do say copper because copper is highly, it's one of the closest compared to silver for electrical conductivity. But anyways, he's talking about nickel. So I'm interested to see why nickel, though. Because nothing can replace silver. We know that, right? Nothing can replace silver. Nothing can. But is there a spot for nickel and silver to be in electric vehicles? Nickel can't replace silver, but if they both have a spot, then maybe nickel could be something to start investing into. But let's just keep on reading before we start making decisions to that magnitude. The metal flashed onto a lot of investors' radars when Musk said that The batteries used in Tesla's EVs really relying on nickel, and to a lesser degree, graphite. The comment galvanized people like my friend in San Francisco, especially when Musk said that he wants to add as much nickel as he can to batteries going forwards. Specifically, Musk wants to add 33% more nickel into each battery, coming at a time when overall demand for EV batteries is going through the roof. It's almost like Elon Musk is trying to, I guess, veer people the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, why is he worrying about nickel with all this stuff when silver is by far his biggest concern? Trying to add 33% more, blah, blah, blah. So that is nothing to the same type of severity as the silver shortage and how much silver he needs. It's almost like instead of talking about silver and the reality, making people buy it up, shooting the price up for his cost of production to rise, it's almost like he's just making these other types of points to throw a bone over there and make the dog chase that way while you can walk this way and get what's really going on behind the scenes. It just doesn't make sense for a genius. And in a genius, everything is strategical. It's like it's playing chess, not checkers. He knows what he's doing. Silver is a much bigger problem right now than just trying to incorporate nickel in the coming future. Because without silver, you can't make the electric vehicles that will be able to use the nickel anyways. Specifically, Musk wants to add 33% more nickel. So between 2014 and 2018, worldwide battery manufacturing for EVs more than doubled, rising 150%. That's an incredible rise, but what's happening today is even more shocking. See, by 2020, global battery output is expected to double again. And it doesn't stop there. Projections are that between 2020 and 2037, global manufacturing of batteries for EVs and other new energy applications will rise tenfold. Remember, nickel is the primary input for many of these batteries, and Musk is leading the charge to put 33% more nickel into each and every EV battery. Here's the kicker as to why this could be the perfect setup for nickel and associated mining stocks. Nickel is particularly difficult to find. And doesn't this keep reminding you of something else that starts with an S? Silver. If they don't mention silver in this article, then I don't even want to take this article seriously. Because if they're going to talk about electric vehicles, the uses, the batteries, talking about cost of production and all that efficiency, and you're not bringing up silver, then you don't even know what's really going on. You have no idea. Because silver should be incorporated in a lot of these paragraphs, maybe not in the same context as nickel, but it still should be incorporated because they do go hand in hand if they are saying and it's legitimate of what they're trying, or the points they're trying to make are. So unlike gold or copper, which are more or less the same wherever you find these metals on Earth, nickel has distinctly different forms in different places on the planet. About 60% of known nickel resources are in a form called laterite. It's a kind of crumbled rock that forms in tropical countries where heat and rain chew up the landscape. The thing is, nickel is laterite and it's not suited to making batteries, and converting it into nickel sulfate end of the product that battery makers need requires specialized processing facilities which cost billions of dollars to construct. What battery manufacturers really need is a rarer type of nickel known as nickel sulfide. Nickel sulfide deposits come with a chemistry that's much easier to convert into input products for batteries. But there's the catch. There's always a catch. Nickel sulfide is only found in a few places on the planet. The biggest source is the Sudbury district in eastern Canada, a geological freak of nature that geologists believe was created when giant asteroids smashed into the earth there, melting the crust and creating huge nickel sulfide deposits. So I just don't see how silver isn't finely intertwined into these paragraphs, because they're mentioning points where silver should easily be one of the main components going with this or against it, right? Or against it. So they go into a nickel supply forecast. And this is exactly why I think Elon Musk did this. So articles like this come out, articles like this get written when they're talking about electric vehicles, when they're talking about cost of production, when they're talking about everything with the numbers. Silver isn't in the spotlight. They're using another metal in the spotlight. So people kind of veer off and push silver on the back burner and start looking into nickel now. And that's smart from a business perspective, from a genius perspective. That's extremely smart. And for someone like us to realize that bluff and to realize what he's doing takes a certain type of person. Because there's two types of people. The one person, whatever Elon's going to say, they're going to jump full in and just believe every word. But then there's the people that are slightly skeptical, like my clothing line. I just dropped a shirt called Slightly Skeptical, because we all have to be. There's the slightly skeptical people that say, okay, that could work. But why are you trying to now talk about nickel when silver is the main component in electric vehicles? Why all of a sudden you're talking about nickel being this magic solution? Is it a decoy? I sure think so. Now, I'm not saying that nickel doesn't have a place. I'm just saying that I think that this was blown more out of proportion to talk about something to distract people away from silver to keep the prices lower. There is already a shortage of nickel. There isn't enough nickel being mined globally to meet demand. Sounds like something else. So, anyways, that was definitely interesting. And now it leads into the third article. It's not only Bitcoin that Elon Musk is looking at as alternative reserve assets. Now we get into gold. Now we get into the things that Elon Musk wants to safely store his money in as the dollar is depreciating. You could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. Now you can't, but at one point you could. And that's because he wanted all of his profits to go into things that he can actually be control of. Because when your money's in US dollar form, you're not in control. But when you transfer your money into an ounce of physical gold or silver, you are in control. Even Bitcoin, you are in control. And that's why he's doing this. He's making a statement. So in a filing to the Securities and Exchange Commission in January 2021, it concluded the following statement. In January 2021, we updated our investment policy to provide us with more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash that is not required to maintain adequate operating liquidity. In other words, the CEO of Tesla is looking into the future and believes that there are asset classes other than the US dollar that would be appropriate for Tesla to move into. One of those asset classes is gold. But why gold? Why gold? I mean, I could understand from the perspective that, gold is very easy to store when you're looking at millions or even billions of dollars, because you could fit $100,000 worth of gold in your shoebox. You can't do that with silver. If you're trying to own a million ounces of physical silver, or even $1 million worth of physical silver, you're going to need a lot of storage space. So gold does make sense on that part, right? It really does. But also, since you need physical silver for these Teslas, it would still only make sense that he would deliver physical silver. If he wasn't invested into Tesla, if this was just some billionaire trying to put his money into something beyond the dollar, then gold would make sense. But for Elon, silver, even physical silver, still makes sense, even if it's more storage space, because he needs that physical silver to make everything that his companies run by, not gold. What is he going to do with gold? It's silver that he needs. So when he says quote unquote gold, I think he's meaning silver. Maybe gold and silver, but silver has to be somewhere in that dotted line. So looking into the future, he believes there are asset classes other than the US dollar that would be appropriate for Tesla to move into. One of these asset classes is gold. As a part of the policy, which was duly approved by the audit credit or the committee of board of directors, many may invest a portion of such cash in certain alternative reserve assets, including digital assets, gold bullion, right? We're talking about physical gold, gold exchange, traded funds, and other assets as specified in the future. Although Elon Musk has not tweeted about acquiring more gold holdings since last year, the filing of the statements above to the Securities and Exchange Commission clearly lays out his intent to diversify out of the US dollar with a portion of the free cash in the company into gold bullion, as well as the gold-related ETFs such as the GLD, and I'm sure the SLV as well. While we did not see the kind of dramatic rise in gold that we witnessed with Bitcoin, it is nonetheless a nod to the intrinsic value of gold as a hard asset and asset of the company that can use to diversify cash out of the US dollar. And I think Tesla is one of the first publicly coming out like this, but I think more and more companies are going to be doing this same type of situation as everyone is losing faith in the dollar. And it's not just American-made companies, even countries themselves are opting out of the US dollar being the world's reserve currency. Some countries are switching to Bitcoin. And it makes sense. Their dollar is so deflated. Their financial system is just so collapsed and deflated and just burnt to the ground. They have no choice but to go crypto. This is truly forward thinking by the CEO of Tesla, as many analysts, including myself, believe that continued fiscal stimulus will increase our national debt and budget deficit and result in the US dollar going lower. While we have not seen gold exhibit the kind of tremendous rally witnessed in Bitcoin over the last few days, and that's because gold and Bitcoin are two completely different markets, they shouldn't be compared at all, especially to a percentage degree within a time frame. But anyways, the whole point is the intent is to diversify Tesla's unused assets into alternative asset classes that could be extremely profitable, moving the company forwards. As such, it could certainly be a motivating undertone that is supportive for gold, whether it is in the form of hard assets such as bullion or gold ETFs. So gold basis, the most active April 2021 COMEX contract is currently fixed at $1,838 after factoring in today's gains of $4.60. And since Friday last week, we already know all this. This already happened. So while investors' short-term attention has most definitely focused on Bitcoin, gold is not going anywhere. And as an asset class that has true intrinsic value, it will remain steadfast investment by savvy investors if the dollar begins to trade under pressure, as we believe it will. So, yeah, we're only going to see Elon Musk do more innovative things, pushing the next generation, this new digital era, this new technological era we're advancing in. Right now, I don't think the Elon Musk and silver will ever be used in the same sentence together, and for obvious reasons. I mean, two different people wrote letters to Elon Musk telling him. You want to check out the Mike Maloney? You want to check out what Mike Maloney said? So this is a letter that Mike Maloney wrote to Elon Musk titled "Buy Physical Silver." So Mike Maloney just did a big interview praising his Tesla, and all of a sudden Elon Musk publicly thanked Mike. So Mike sent an open letter to Musk urging him to buy silver bullion, stating, "You said Tesla plans to sell 20 million EVs by 2030. The company produced 430,000 units over the past 4 quarters, so that would be 19 million 569,000 more vehicles within 9 years. Each EV uses up to 50 grams of silver, which totals to 978 million grams. In other words, if you reach your 2030 sales goal, Tesla will need up to 31 million ounces of silver per year. The cost to you at $25 is $786 million, but the cost at $50 is $1.57 billion. The cost at $100 is a whopping $3.145 billion, and that's just your automobile business alone. Just the automobile business alone. So he could be paying $700 million or up to $3.145 billion. Elon Musk is a businessman. Do you think that he just doesn't know that, or is he's just oblivious, or it doesn't matter? No. He knows the numbers. He knows how serious of a situation that is, how detrimental that could be to his companies. And I can guarantee that he is buying lots of silver right now while it's cheap, so he does not fall into that trap having to pay $3.145 billion when he could be right now currently buying it at $786 million. He's a genius. He's a genius, right? He knows silver. He knows the history. He knows the dollar collapsing. He knows the silver shortage. He knows all this. So to say that he might be buying it, no, he is. He's just not going to talk about it, because if he does talk about it, it's going to skyrocket the price upwards, which he doesn't want right now. And he's not going to want that until he thinks he has enough silver. And who knows when that will be, since Tesla is basically just getting started. And every EV company is basically just getting started. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys all this. If you thought any of these articles, one of these 4 articles was informational, educational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a nice comment down below. Help the algorithm from YouTube promote this video. So please like the video. Please watch the video all the way through. Please comment down below. It really does help the video grow. I want people to hear this stuff. It's important that people get this information out, because this is the type of stuff that can be game changing, and it also shows a lot of context with celebrities, with big business, with these brandings, with Tesla, with the electric vehicle era that we're advancing into. It's all relevant. It really is all relevant. So that's why I wanted to take a step deeper into the world of this Elon Musk situation and answer that question that someone asked me yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.